Hey there, Boots Owen here. I found this fellow out on the street yesterday morning, I think it was. A couple of scratches, Masterbuilt. I thought it was a fridge, and then I saw up on top it has these vents, and I was looking at it for a while, scratching my head, and then it occurred to me, I didn't read the thing, could have done that. It was beside another fridge, that's what made me think it was a fridge. And it's an appliance, and down at the bottom here, it has a number, Model MB20073420. It has a plug on it. It was a bit grim, and I've cleaned it up quite a bit, but it has all of these shelves in it and this tray. I think it's a barbecue smoker, an electric barbecue smoker, but it had these screws in it, which doesn't fill me with confidence. Up on top there's an element. This is a temperature probe that you stick into meat. You can pull it in through and stick it into your joint of meat inside. This must be some other probe. That must be some kind of a thermal sensor, another thermal sensor element. That's a, what's that say, 1400 watt element. And there should be another element coming through those two holes there. I've done a bit of research on it. There should be another element there. And there should be something screwed on here. I don't know what that is. There's a tray here. I think this is meant to sit somewhere in here. I don't know now. It looks to have been kicked around a bit, but I suspect it was thrown out on the street with great force and violence. I think I put water into this fellow. Maybe hook it on. No, I don't think it goes on like that. You're meant to put wood chips in here, wood tray, and then they kind of like lock in somehow. But that's clearly missing as well. Now that's not very expensive. That's about 10 quid or 8 quid or something online. And a new element costs 20 quid from China. An official one's more. Official, I don't know, a proper one or some other word like that costs more. I think you can put this probe here as well. I don't know if that's true. Maybe I'm making this up. I think I am making that up. Braided flex. And then up on top, you've got some controls and a Bluetooth symbol because it Bluetooths to your phone. So anyways, I need to plug it in, and then coming around the back again, it has two cables, black and red, and an earth for that element. I need to just put a load on it and see if well, actually I could just see if we're getting power on it, and then I could put, I think they have an 800 watt and 1200 watt element, and I don't know which one to get for it, because if you search for the model on the American Masterbuilt site, I think it's an American company, if you search for their thing on the American site, it just tells you replacement element and it's 120 volts because it's American. If you're looking at it on the UK parts, I found somewhere on the UK parts website, it doesn't tell you. It just says replacement element, so I can't check because there's 800 and 1200 watt ones on eBay. They could be more or less, you know, correct. I don't know. I'd say it's probably only 800 watts, although it might be the bigger size. This might be the 40-inch one. I don't know if that means anything. It looks more like 30 inches high. Somebody's got the lawnmower out outside, I can hear. Hopefully it's not annoying you. But it's a silly shaped element. It kind of has the two legs over here, and then it comes out into a kind of a P shape or something. They're not expensive. Well, 20 quid's not expensive. This unit would be 200 or maybe 300 pounds. So let's have a look. So then let's go for it. Right, power on. Right, the lights are still on. Oh, I hear a beep. So it's live and it's got a lot of glare. Let's see if we press this button. Door doesn't like that. Right, better close the door. Doors closed. Let's see. Try again. What does that say? 8C, 12C, 11C. Okay, let's try doing this. $105, 60 TM. 110, so that's my smoking temperature. Okay, that's temperature. guessing that's a timer. Yeah, okay. 8C, 11C, that could be the temperature if it's going to heat up. So it won't heat up if this thing isn't working right. The box isn't live, but let's see what the element thing is doing. So without electrocuting myself, hopefully. 1 and 2. I'm not getting any voltage there. Temp. MP1. It's meat probe, probably. Bottom. Yes, okay. I would guess that says bottom. What do you think? Top. Meat probe 1. $55C. Bottom. Let's hold that button. 110. Okay. I would need to read the instructions. I could open up this cover and have a look. Not much going on there. We've just got some power to the element up on top, I'm guessing. We've got sensors there for the temperature probe, and we've got a thermal trip here. Could check the thermal trip with the multimeter.
I'm looking.
You're looking. You tell me if it changes from saying 1.
Yeah, just changed.
Change to 0. Yeah, so that one seems to be working. So power's coming through there. I'm not sure how we could check this one, because even if we can undo these screws, we can't get to it. And there's another probe there, so it's like really, it's a bit tricky. It's all pop riveted shut, so it's a bit of a tricky one, really. I'm guessing you could unrivet the back. That's a bit of a hassle. So I'm guessing those wires go to the lower probe because they're the same kind of gauge as the upper wires that go to this probe. Even if I unscrewed the thermal fuse from inside there, you'd never get to it again. So we've got black and yellow coming from somewhere. There must be a relay or something somewhere. We've got black and red. So with the machine over on its side, looking underneath, there's a couple of relays. Look to be relays in a box with some other bits and bobs. I think this is a comms cable that goes up to the top. I don't think there's any more to that, this one here. Then we've got white. We can start checking continuity. I'd say that goes up to the top, yellow to the top, red, and presumably a black. There's a blue there as well. So I'm guessing if we check for continuity, we can figure out which ones go where. And I'm guessing brown and blue come in. But what I've noticed is, oh well, they're tied to the board. There's no connector on this relay here. There's no blue on that one, which is a bit strange, but maybe not a big deal. There's also a fuse in there, which we can see. Oh, it's not. It's a fuse holder with a spare fuse on top. I'll get the multimeter out and have a feel through these wires and see what we can see. So I've checked for continuity. Red goes to red, no problem. White goes to white up there, no problem. Then the black is just a bridge. This black wire here is just a bridge to the yellow through the thermal fuse. So yellow is presumably neutral down here. I presume they're switching the live side and neutral, and they're all on a bus bar of neutral, or of live actually. It could be live because it's got brown on it. So by touching then this one, touching the probe off there to get the blue, which seems to go in there. I'm presuming blue goes to the thermal fuse in the middle and then comes out as red. No, comes out as black, because I got continuity that way. In fact, what would be better would be to disconnect it and to check that again. So blue coming just as it is, disconnected, over to here. we're getting continuity. So I presume that thermal fuse in there is going okay. So really, I think all I need to do is tie a light bulb on here, an old style light bulb, and that might tell me something. So this is high tech, but I've got two little alligator clips holding those wires onto a plug with a lamp. Haven't tested the lamp. I think it works. We're switched on down there. Up on top, in the land of glare. I can't see the screen at all unless I'm looking through my phone. 6C, 7C, 11C, meat probe, timer. Bottom. 105. Bottom. Time. Let's get the time back going. Oh, there maybe. So is it going to go? It's got a little flame symbol on over here. My light bulb is firmly off right now. I think this is a pairing button to see it. It's got a little thing there going. I don't know what that does. Don't want to press that. I presume it just turns it off, but there's no like go button. I could try turning on top. Could I? I think what you're meant to be able to do is program it that it cooks on the bottom for a while, and then you can have the top element on to kind of grill off your meat at the end. It's clearly timing there. Temp, meat probe, time, temp, bottom, bottom, top, medium. I heard something. No. I can't see that on the screen at all, you know. I can see it through my phone. Where did I go there? Temp. I don't know what I'm doing here. Turning something up. Put up to 100. Temp. Bottom 100. Temp. I don't know what I'm doing here. Okay. That's the meat probe. That's my time. That's my temp. Meat probe, time, temp. Hold that and press it. Bottom. Top. Meat probe. 55. Let's just turn that up. Okay. Time. Bottom. 100. Time. Bottom. Top. Temp. Medium. High. Low. Medium. High. Low. Sounds like something clicked there. Oh, that's the top element. Maybe that's on now. Put my hand over the cover. Sounds like that's heating up. Smells a bit like burning off stuff. So why would the bottom one not go? Okay, so low. Meat probe's getting hot. Time. I could feel the heat coming out on my hand there. So the top one's working. This is far too confusing for me. Bottom. Top. Bottom. Hold bottom. Now, what's happening? I think that means the bottom's heating. But it's not heating because There's no element there. So why would that be? You know what? This lamp has a switch. Still not doing anything though. Yeah, there's a bit of heat off that element still, but something is not quite right. Help me out. Questions or comments, leave them below. So the blue wire comes in through what is called COM on the relay, and it was over here and I moved it over to here. So let's just check some voltages on this board without arcing anything. The other thing I checked was that little fuse that's in there, and it all seemed okay. So I should get from the, I might start touching here. I'd almost prefer if it screwed the board back in now. Try to pull that sleeving back a little bit and we'll see if we're getting anything across here. Yeah. Was it 120 volts? That's a bit weird. 105 volts across there. I suspect there's a relay fault. Yeah, okay, so the light over there is flashing. I don't know, can we see that here? Put that bulb there where you might be able to see it. So that relay there seems stuck to me. That's what I would say. Oh, diagnosis. So I'd say somebody replaced the element and it didn't work because that relay was pooched. The board is about 40 quid. I found one on eBay, maybe more than that. An element's 20 quid. I think the way to deal with this is to cut the relay open. Okay, I've chopped the top off this relay. So that's the electromagnet that should pull this normally open pair of pins down here together. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for something along those lines to attempt to happen. So I'll fire it up again, and what I could do actually, before I plug it in, I'll put the lamp right in here. So we'll see now. It would have taken a little bit of a shake, but nothing much really. So I'll try and get it to go again. So it looks like it should be on now, and we're not hearing anything out of that, are we? So could it be that the relay's not getting its kick? What am I holding on to? The corner there. Let's use the pliers. How about that? Or whatever drives the relay could be dead. That's me levering the relay, but it's not attempting to do anything, I don't think. So what would make that relay click on and off? So there's relay 1, relay 2, relay 3, but that's just a different relay, maybe for a light or something like that, probably on a different model. There's a board KL2042. Is that a number? Don't know. So it could be whatever drives that relay isn't working, but it's not even attempting to stay closed, which makes me think there's some issue. Well, there's clearly an issue. But it's not the thermal fuse, so it's probably this board at some level. Right, let's turn it off again. So this is the reverse of the board, and there is some dirt on it. You can see over here, dirt, but what I've noticed over on this side here is that there's a blob of solder that may be jumping from this one to this one. Now, I don't know, that's a COM cable actually, that's not, really shouldn't make any difference actually, that wouldn't be affecting it. If it's this board here, it's driven by this group here. So this group here, these resistors over here, 12, 13, and diode 9, they appear to drive this relay that doesn't exist. So it's this 10, 110, diode 11, Q1 appear to be driving the relay that I have open, and If that's all okay, that should be okay. So it's really whatever's driving this. 10, 1, and this guy here could be at fault. Could be something else, I know, but maybe that's it. What do you think? So I've been away for a couple of hours and I've thought on this. I'm not sure that the relay has an issue. I'm not sure. But looking at the comm line that goes up to the top, plus 5 volt and ground, lamp, heat down and heat up, you have 5 pins. So this should be plus 5 volts, and that should be ground. Lamp is what I thought. It comes over to a circuit here that's for a lamp on this relay that doesn't exist. Central one is for the heat down on this circuit here, and then heat up. Heat up is working, so it puts power in here to this one, which presumably is also on ground. Is it? Ground is the second one, maybe, and this one, I don't know, or is it? It's linking one side to the other. Actually, that should be quite straightforward, really, because I don't want to put. Well, if you put the full 5 volts across it, it has no potential difference, so it shouldn't matter. So I don't know, do we need to ground out one of these pins or to add 5 volts to them? So 5 volts and ground here turn on the machine upstairs, and then these are the 3 outputs from it. The display, I mean. So the display has the computer, presumably, and all down here, I guess this is a power supply here to give you 5 volts, or this, or all of this over here, and then this is the outputs. And yeah, all of the sensing goes into the top. So this is just a power board. I'm going out on a limb, but I think that's right. So what I thought I could do is, well, we've got resistors. I could check them. Q is probably some kind of a small transistor. Is that right? Some kind of a small triac, maybe. Did I see? Is it? Yeah, plus 5 volts. That means it's DC over here. So there should be a rectifier or a bridge somewhere over here. Like, it looks a bit snotty, but I don't think it's burnt. So there's some other stuff here. U2, TVS. I'm going to struggle to see even what it might. Oh, you can just about see them. They've got snots on them. You see that varnish is really bad. So 1001, 1002 resistors. So let's put a probe on them. It's a lot less shaky when it's not in my hands. Good old Parkside in the dark side. Right. 15 here to here. And we have varnish on this. 9, so that's a 10 kilo ohm. 16. 1 kilo ohm. So we know that this bit here works. So this side here, 10 kilo ohm. One kilo ohm. So it's not those resistors, presumably. 1 kilo ohm, and this should be 10 again then, maybe 10. Okay. Does checking a diode do anything for me? I think that's what I need to check, isn't it? That fella. .131. This one's the other way around, so maybe it should be 0.13. Okay, well, it's the same. 604. So I don't know, this Q up here, I don't know what tests I can do on this because I'm not really competent now. So it's giving me the same readings as the other one. I don't know what that even tells me. So I don't really know how to check those, nor am I completely confident in what they even are. Q 1, 2, and 3. I think the Q one is the switch that turns it on and off, and then that's amplified by the relay. That's not necessarily so, is it? But I wonder if I put something like 5, well actually what I could do is turn it on, measure the voltages here when the top one is on, and that'll tell me if I've got 5 volts on here to ground or what, and then see what's coming out of this one, see if I'm getting 5 volts on that as well. So I could put it all back together and try that. So the top is set to high, which is a circuit that should be working. I'll just go and see if it's hot. Yeah, I can hear it creaking, so let's set this to voltage DC. Doesn't really want that to happen. Okay, and then it should be the one on the left. So I need to see what you can see here, right? Not much, it's just about right there. So I want to see if I can get anything between the, let's give me -2 volts. Let's try the next one over. So I'm getting 3 volts. So getting 3 and a bit. 0, 0. Should be getting 5 there. So 5 to here. So should be getting +3 from the second one. So let's try turning on the lower element and see if I'm getting +3 at the second pin in. So now I'm expecting the bottom element to be reading like it was before on the top. So I'm going to go in for the top one first. You can just about see there. I don't know if you could see it before, but it doesn't matter because I could see it. And I told you what it was saying. 0 on the second one. No. So we're not getting any signal from above for some reason. Really? Oh, it beeped. Let's go and check what that means. So it turned itself off, and I think that could have been something to do with me tinkering here. I don't know. But let's just see what we're getting. DC. I should be getting something on the second to the second here. Second to the fourth. Whoa. Just nothing. Let's just try the second to the first. Or the, I'm getting 5 volts the other way there. That's not quite right. The second one should be ground. It beeped again there, and I don't know why. I think it's turning itself off for some reason. So right now it's set to the top flame or the top element, and it's on high. I'm not entirely sure that it's on actually. It was working yesterday. This is a new day. I'm going to try and just check the voltages coming out of these wires again here. So +5 volts ground, lamp, heat, down, heat up. So heat up is the leftmost one. So that might do it, and you'll see this is live, this box here. So I'm going between what's red and black here, +5 volts. I'll try and get that on there. And it was going grand before. So there's 5 volts across there. Now if I go between, hold it on the live, hold the red on the +5, I'm getting 5 volts on the lamp, 5 volts on the bottom, and 1.7 on the top element. So I'll switch it over and try and make it so the bottom element comes on, and we'll see what comes. So now I think the bottom element should be on, and if I can hold that there across the first 2 pins, we should be having 5 volts sending power up to the top. I think it is. Yeah. Now is the lamp still on? We're getting 1.69 on the lamp. We're getting 5 volts on the down one again. We're getting 1 volt on the 1 volt on the upper element, which I guess makes sense. 5 volts on the down. So if I change this to volts AC right now and just go across this relay, so this is where the negative is, COM is the negative. I'm getting 91 volts, which makes no sense to me, across that relay, and on the upper relay I should be getting 0 really. 23 volts, 23.0. But that relay hasn't clicked on. So I'm out of ideas. This board I can get on eBay for 30 quid. I found one, and probably if I look around there might be a cheaper one on AliExpress or something like that. Swapping a board out isn't the answer here. I'll plug this machine out again. So it's switched off again. Let's have a look at the board again. There's probably capacitors on it that could kill me. The trick is not to touch them. It's my trick anyways. Works for me. So there's your 5 pins. Up, down, lamp, negative, plus 5 volts. I will admit that before I started on the video today, I put 6 volts across here and here, and I didn't observe direction, and I may or may not, I'm not sure if I did or not, but D10 there may have given up the blue smoke dragon, and that might be why the top element is no longer working. It might have gone, but also all of it might have gone. I don't know. I thought it looked like D10 popped. Could try swapping it for D9, but surface mounting these things is tricky at best for me. I could do it. I could do it if I wanted, but I'm not convinced. So where I'm thinking is, right, a thermostat and adjust a new element and just run it on, set it to whatever temperature you want and leave it there, because this digital thermometer guff and finishing it off in Bluetooth, it's a lovely idea, but do I really need Bluetooth in a smoker? Or just go out and spend, what did I say, 30 quid on this board, 20 quid on an element. The element has to be bought anyways. Yeah. Or you tell me, what do I need to check here? Because Q3, Q1 and Q2, I don't know how to test them. I've tested the resistances of those fellas and they were okay before, but it's this middle one here, 10, 1, Q1, D11. I think they activate these 2 clicks here to make this COM here go to live, but something else seems to be open in the circuit, or something weird is going on, and it could be over here, I don't know. New board is the cheapest way of doing it, I think. You know, once you start buying components and soldering them on, money disappears quite quickly compared to 25 quid. But I don't know if this is wrong or if there's an odd signal coming from above, because I showed you what was coming through there when things were turned on, and it didn't seem quite right to me, but I don't really know. So you tell me what you think. That was a very long question video, and tell me what to do. I kind of like the idea of an element and a thermostat, and just have that meat probe with a digital readout on top telling you how hot the meat is. you know, and you can go over and look at it, that would work. And you could just have a switch on the top to turn on the grill element on top with the thermal trip that's on it. That would work too. Questions or comments, leave them below. Thanks for watching. See you later.